Having Trent Williams back in the lineup for the San Francisco 49ers makes a massive difference. I mean, this offensive line literally goes into being one of the top 7 or 8 units with Williams in the lineup as opposed to not having him in the lineup. And it's plays like this right here. It's a 5-yard run by Christian McCaffrey, but I want you guys to watch what Trent Williams does on this play. And you may miss it if you don't watch the tape, you don't have the end zone angle, because it's such a small little thing. If you guys watch his right hand, he gets that right hand on Aaron Donald. That right hand is just enough for Aaron Banks to reach to the outside of Aaron Donald. Banks has shut down the backside here, and McCaffrey has a cutback lane if needed. This play does not work without Banks reaching to the outside of Aaron Donald right there. That's such a nice job, and of course, it really starts with Trent Williams getting out of his stance, getting that right hand on Donald, allowing him just enough to let Banks flip his hips, and of course, as you guys see the play progress, McCaffrey does cut it right underneath that. That right there is a great job by Banks, but this is just one of so many great plays by this offensive line against the Rams. Let's get into it. I want you guys to watch this block right here by Trent Williams. This is going to be a 5-yard gain to the left of your screen. Watch Trent Williams with the slingshot technique on number 94. 94 is going to jump the inside gap, and Trent Williams is going to come back on the slingshot technique. Now, if this is the first time you guys have heard about a slingshot block, I want to break it down a little bit. Number 94 is going to shoot this inside gap, so there's no way that Williams is able to reach to the inside of that. So instead, what Williams is going to do is he's going to come around on the backside, and he's going to seal off number 94 from the backside. So watch this play in slow motion, and we'll really break it down. As you guys are going to see number 94, 94 is going to jump the inside gap. Now, Williams is not able to reach, so Williams is going to get his left hand on the back side of 94, and with his right hand, he's going to pull. So he's going to push with the left hand, pull with the right hand, and ultimately he's going to get to the backside of number 94, and he's going to cut him off from the backside. It's called a slingshot technique. Super advanced, right? Not a lot of guys do these type of things. Only a handful of guys know how to properly do this type of stuff. Trent Williams is one of those guys, as you guys can see. It's a really, really nice job. And this play hits for 5 yards. A great job by the entire offensive line. Banks and the center, Jake Brendel, both do a great job as well. Banks is going to reach to the inside of number 91. Brendel's going to pass off 91 and get up to the backside linebacker. It's a really nice job by both guys to seal the backside off. And of course, 5 yards on this play. Nice job. Let's get into the next rep. Now, of course, as you guys know, one of the things we do on this channel is we break down both positive and negative plays. This block right here by the entire 7 guys you see right here that are blocking, the 5 offense linemen, the 2 tight ends, is absolutely beautiful. Besides for one guy. That is going to be Spencer Burford, the right guard. Rookie, obviously. But because of what happens with him and the defensive lineman and the 4-eye technique, Aaron Donald, the play does not hit and it only ends up going for about 2 yards. But across the board, from left tackle, left guard, center, right tackle, they all do a fantastic job. Even the 2 tight ends do a great job. We're going to start this off right here by really breaking down what happens. Spencer Burford has a reach on Aaron Donald. Note Donald is in the 4-eye technique, which is the inside shade of the right tackle. So it is kind of a hard reach. But nevertheless, this is a reach that a lot of guards can do. And as he develops, he'll be able to do as well. But in this play right here, as he takes that wide step to the right, Donald gets underneath him and forks him upwards and lifts him back towards the tight end. Here, that is lead blocking for McCaffrey. As you guys see, Burford and that tight end run right into each other. Burford has to get a push and cannot get pushed backwards, right? That's the one thing you cannot have happen in these plays. When you got guys pulling, coming on ram blocks, trap blocks, and those type of things, he has to be able to reach or at least hold his ground against Donald. Because now Ross Dwelley is late on his block and McCaffrey's not able to get up into the hole or get up into the lane quick enough. Now, I mentioned that all the other guys on the offensive line do a great job, and it really starts with Trent Williams, Aaron Banks, the center. They do a fantastic job. I want you guys to watch Trent Williams snatching down the defensive tackle that's lined up right in front of him. He's going to get to the inside. If you guys watch his left hand, the left hand comes up and he's going to snatch down that defensive lineman. And that defensive lineman falls downwards. That right there is a great backside block. And when I say only about 2 or 3 tackles in the league can do this, I am not lying. Outside of Tyrone Smith, Jason Peters, and Trent Williams, majority of other offensive linemen in the league cannot do these type of things. Be a backside block and be able to snatch a guy down. That is super, super unique. And this is why Trent Williams is one of the highest paid tackles in the NFL. It's because of plays like this. Now, I did mention the left guard and center also do a great job. If you guys watch Banks, he has a super difficult reach here. But as the play begins, he's able to get there and get to the spot. And it's with the help of the center Brendel, who gets his left hand into that defensive lineman. Banks gets to the inside, overtakes that guy, and he flips his hips to the inside. Between the left guard and center, you have the backside seal with the one technique defensive tackle. And regardless of if this linebacker takes the backside or the front side, you'll be able to block him with either or of those guys. And of course, Trent Williams does his thing on the backside seal. And even McGlinchey gets to the linebacker and seals him off. If it wasn't for Aaron Donald on this play right here, I think McCaffrey would have taken this at least 15 yards. The play was definitely there to be made. There was definitely a lane. But as you guys know, Burford just wasn't able to reach on Donald. And that's okay, right? It is his first year. This is a very difficult block. The best defensive lineman in the NFL. And as he gets more experience, he'll be able to make these blocks. But again, I did want to break down this play. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. For as great as Mike McGlinchey is in his run blocking, he really struggles in his pass blocking. You know, he has to really learn in terms of his technique, in his terms of using his independent hands and punching, because without that, he's never going to get better as a pass blocker. This is very unacceptable in my opinion, because you do have the two guys that should theoretically slow down the pass rusher. And you guys will see that Dwelly is actually going to fake to block 54. That's actually going to make 54 pause or at least hesitate just a little bit. In terms of technique, McGlinchey just doesn't get vertical enough to take this speed rush on. Because he's not going to get vertical enough, his footwork's kind of all over the place too. If you guys really watch those feet, you see the right foot and left foot kind of like crossing a little bit right there. He has to learn to get more vertical and get there quicker. He has to be able to anchor down and he has to use his hands. I think for me, the biggest flaw with McGlinchey's pass blocking is he doesn't use his hands. He tries to catch guys. And catching does not work. As you guys see in this play, Floyd's able to just rip past it and he gets to the quarterback and brings the quarterback down. McGlinchey has to get better. And I think he will with more reps and he'll get better over the course of his career. And I get it. Technically, he's already in year 5. But sometimes it takes guys even longer than 5 years to really become a superstar tackle at pass blocking and run blocking. Do note, McGlinchey's already really good at run blocking. Everybody knows that. But he does have to improve his pass blocking. And if he's not able to get better, I think the Niners should replace him. The Niners have so many great things going within this offensive line. But you have to be able to pass block better if you're Mike McGlinchey. You know, I'll be the first to say, you know, as I'm criticizing Mike McGlinchey in his pass blocking and his pass sets, he's an absolute demolisher in the run game. Like, the reach blocking is one thing. He's fantastic at it. But even in one-on-one situations where he down blocks in the power run, right? This is a power concept right here. He does a great job. He has a down block here on Donald, and he absolutely moves him. And the running back picks up 13 yards right off of Mike McGlinchey, right? Like, McGlinchey does such a great job on his down block on number 99. He's going to absolutely block him down. The right arm is in the perfect spot in terms of leverage. He takes Donald, he moves him down about a yard. I mean, that's such a nice block right there by McGlinchey. It's a good job by the tight end to double and get up to the linebacker and flip his hips so that there's at least an angle for McCaffrey to hit. And you guys know I'm very high on Aaron Banks, and this is the reason why. If you guys watch his pull, and he's going to go up into the lane, he does a beautiful job. Look at this. He makes contact with Bobby Wagner. He gets his helmet to the inside. And of course, you got the seals here. And this is exactly what you want if you're a running back. You want to read the angle that a guard is taking or a tackle or a center is taking on a linebacker, because that angle is going to allow you to hit the lane and read. It's a really nice job by Banks, McGlinchey. The center does a nice job. The tight end does a nice job. This is just a really, really, really nice job right here. Let's go ahead and jump into the next rep. Jumping into this next rep right here, you're going to see that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get sacked. Something weird kind of happens here, and you guys may not have realized it. If you guys don't watch it from this angle, you probably can't see it from any other angle. But if you guys watch the right tackle here in slow motion, you're going to see that before the ball moves, he's going to move right there, right? He starts moving. So if you guys missed it, he starts moving, but it's not just him. If you guys watch the left guard starts moving too, right? Before the ball is snapped, he starts moving. If you guys watch the right guard does the same thing. He starts to move. Even the right tackle moves a little bit, right? So I think the quarterback probably wanted the ball and the center didn't snap it, or he snapped it just a little late. And I think that kind of threw the timing off for all the offensive linemen. And ultimately, because of that, the left guard ended up losing. The right tackle kind of just let his guy go almost, right? He blocked down. He kind of just let Floyd go. And ultimately, it led to a blown play. And because of that, you lose 4 yards. And then on the next play, 3rd and 12, you end up having an incomplete pass. And then you just kick a field goal. Kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. You know, I'm old enough to remember when the San Francisco 49ers traded for Christian McCaffrey, and 99% of people said it was a terrible trade. 99% of people killed the 49ers and said Christian McCaffrey was not worth all those picks. But you can't compare 99% of players to guys like Deebo Samuel, Tyreek Hill, and Justin Jefferson in terms of elite playmaking ability. Christian McCaffrey is that 1% of players. This play really sums that up. When you watch his elite vision, his ability to recognize where the cutback lane may or may not develop, his ability to read his blocks, his ability to make a cut, a change of direction, and go from 0 back to 100 in terms of his burst and his speed and his quickness, it's top tier. Like, this pickup was arguably the best pickup this entire offseason. Maybe this is the best pickup over the past 3 to 4 years. Like, the Niners getting McCaffrey is game changing. And what's crazy is McCaffrey, some people say, hasn't been healthy. When you say that he hasn't been healthy and he hasn't played a lot, to me, that means he doesn't have a lot of usage. And he hasn't had the same wear and tear someone like Ezekiel Elliott or Derrick Henry may have had over the past 2 or 3 years. You know, in 2019 and 2018, McCaffrey had over 4,000 total yards on offense combined in those 2 seasons. That's ridiculous. I don't think McCaffrey's going to have any issues in terms of his health. I think he's going to play the entire year this year and over the next couple of years with the Niners, and he's going to be tremendous. And I think this Niners team is going to compete for the Super Bowl pretty much every single year over the next few seasons because of guys like this, right? The playmaking ability that he has, Samuel has, Kittle has, Ayuk has, amongst some other guys, right, that could potentially step up like Danny Gray. Guys like Burford will get better. Aaron Banks, I think, is going to ascend into a top 5 left guard. I'm really excited to watch as this Niners team develops. Spencer Burford has to do a better job on this play right here. Way too slow, not paying attention, and ultimately the quarterback's going to take a sack because he wasn't able to get there. It's obviously not Banks's fault that this was sacked. He does a pretty decent job picking up his guy. But Spencer Burford has to keep his head up. He has to be more aware and be responsible, right? Like, everyone's getting out of their stance in a timely manner, and Burford's still in his stance, not 100% sure what's going on. You got to do a better job. I get it, he's a rookie, but these type of mental things should not be happening in week 7 or week 8. You have to clean it up. I think he will, obviously, right? But I do want to point this play out. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. In terms of blocking angles, there's no coach that designs better runs than Coach Shanahan. Like, the guy's run game is absolutely fantastic. This play right here should have picked up about 6 yards. It ends up not picking up the total 6. But if you guys just look at some of the double team blocks, right? If you guys watch Kittle and Williams, probably 2 of the best run blockers at their respective positions. They do a great job with the double team. Kittle does a great job turning and helping Williams, and then he gets up to his guy. This is a fantastic seal by these 2 guys. Then Aaron Banks is able to reach and get up to his guy. Then the center on the backside here. The right guard on the backside, the right tackle on the backside. Then you have some front side seals, right? And ultimately, that's where the lane's going to develop. This is just a really nice job by everyone. Now, I don't know what the hell Ray McLeod is doing here. You got to run up and get out of the way on this play. Kind of slows down McCaffrey, as you guys can see. Obviously, he catches the ball after it fumbles, but you got to get out of the way if you're him, right? You guys see him right here. You got to get to your block. If your guy gets blocked or if you're not sure, just go up to the safety and make a block. You guys can see he kind of gets in the way right there and ultimately slows this play down. Luckily, he catches the ball, but it's a really nice job by the entire offensive line. I know the end result doesn't actually show how good of a blocking this was, right? Because this wasn't a 15-yard gain or anything like that. But generally speaking, it's a nice job. Let's get into the next rep. I've killed Spencer Burford in this video, and for a good reason, right? He has some bad reps on tape, but don't get it twisted. The guy has elite ability in terms of his pulling in certain run concepts. This is a really nice job right here. This play hits for 12 yards because Burford's able to pull, get out there, take on the defensive end. And he does a really, really nice job pulling. And he's pumped up about it. He's excited. You guys kind of see that towards the end of the play. It's a really nice job to find and make contact, get his helmet on the correct side, and allow the running back to just hit that lane right there. So really, really, really nice job. Let's get to the next rep. You know, the Niners pass blocking is not always perfect, but there are still a lot of plays like this This is a 3rd and 3. It's a true pass set. Obviously, Jimmy's in a shotgun situation. And look at the time that the offensive line provides. Like, Jimmy has all the time, and he's able to complete the throw, and this is a touchdown, obviously. But when you guys watch this play from the all-22 angle, notice how Christian McCaffrey is kind of just standing there at the bottom of your screen. Like, this play right here would not have been a touchdown if the offensive line was not able to hold up for Jimmy, right? Because even at this point right here where no one's open, you can see McCaffrey still just kind of sitting there. And only as the offensive line holds the pocket long enough does McCaffrey take off and Jimmy Garoppolo actually make the pass. Of course, McCaffrey gets underneath it and catches it. It's a really nice job by the entire offensive line on this play specifically. Let's get into the next rep. Here's McCaffrey's 24-yard run where he got down to the 1-yard line. I want you guys to watch the center and watch how the center is able to take 93, the nose here, and stretch him out to the right. He absolutely moves this guy, and that's such a pivotal part of this run. Now, this is a split zone concept, which is just an inside zone run. The offensive line is going to start flowing to the right of your guys' screen. The center does an absolute beautiful job staying with number 93. More than that, he's going to move 93 out of the way. And that right there ultimately allows McCaffrey to not only avoid the backside, but he's able to just squeeze just right through that gap right there. Right, so sometimes a guy moving another guy is just enough for the running back to be able to not get tackled. And even Williams does a great job getting to Bobby Wagner, the linebacker, and getting just enough of him right there where he's not able to get to McCaffrey. And of course, McCaffrey takes this 24 yards, gets all the way down to the 1-yard line. And of course, he punches it in on the next play. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If this is the first time you're on this channel, please consider subscribing. We do all 22 film breakdowns, and we do a lot of Niners content on this channel. We did some offensive line breakdowns in the past. We'll probably do some defensive line or linebackers content, hopefully at the beginning of next week. Obviously, the Niners are on a bye week this week, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with another video.